My question for you: do you give Poland any chance of pulling off one of the biggest upsets and beating France?
Last time I gave a team no chance, it turned out to be a draw. But, you know, I'm willing to die on that sword. There's not a chance in hell that Poland even sniff this French team. Not that to say the French team's untouchable, but to Poland, they're untouchable. I mean, Poland just don't create enough chances. They just don't. And I doubt they're going to be able to create very many more against the French. I mean, the French did kind of take a little foot off the gas against Tunisia, but that was a game that really didn't matter. They already
It
qualified.
was
They
their B
already,
team.
and, and yeah, they there was 5 changes at the starting line. I don't really take that game as like anything against France. I mean, you know, it just shows that you probably not gonna ever make those 5 changes. Actually, it tells you about what changes you're gonna make probably after, like sub wise. But a fully running French team is gonna run through this Poland team. I think I'd be surprised if it's not more than two.
Hmm.
I'd be surprised. If it's anything less than two, then it's gonna be, I think it's a good measuring stick somewhat to, how if France beat them, how much they beat them by, because Argentina were able to dominate this team. And if the French somewhat have some type of struggle against them, that's gonna be, to me, I'm gonna look at that and I'm gonna take that, oh, if they're struggling against Poland, then but I doubt they do. There's not really a shot. This French team is really good, and I'm still high on them making the final again. And I think it's not gonna be much of a challenge for them.
Well, I tend to 100% agree with you there. This is about as cut and dry as a round of 16 matchup could possibly get, in my opinion. And this is no disrespect to Poland, but France are just miles better, in my opinion, in pretty much every
No
position.
disrespect, but disrespect.
You could make the
Respectfully
argument that
disrespect.
no, yeah, pretty much besides Lewandowski, there is not a single Poland player who is even sniffing the French starting 11. It's just quite simple. And their tactics, I don't back their tactics at all. They're going to come out and be very defensive. It's pretty much, they're going to take the same blueprint that they did against Argentina, which got them a 2-0 loss, and they're going to try to execute the same way against France. And I don't see it working. They're going to try to be sitting back and pretty much create zero chances. And honestly, I feel like they're just going to be going for the 0-0 all the way to penalties and hope they can find a way. And I don't see that working. You are never going to be able to hold this France team playing so defensive and absorbing so much pressure for 90 minutes, potentially 120 minutes if it even gets that far to extra time. It's just not going to happen. Given that they've even given some of their stars that little extra bit of rest, which I think might play a big role. I think they rested Mbappe
Yeah.
and they were able to rest a lot of those other players. I think that those guys are going to all come out firing. I expect Poland to concede early in this game. I think Mbappe probably nicks one very, very early. And then from there, it's going to be, cruise control. And France are going to easily win this
Yeah.
game. If I had to put a score prediction on it, I'm going to go 3-0 France. I don't think Poland, they are even going to get a sniff of the French goal. And France are just going to, pretty much dominate this entire match for the most part. It's pretty cut and dry for me. And it's going to be, obviously, I'm going to watch it. I'm excited to see it, still, even though it's not going to be the most exciting game.
Absolutely.
But like I can say, I think it's going to be boring to a certain extent because it's pretty cut and dry what's going to
Yeah.
happen. I don't give Poland much chance. It's football. It's soccer at the end of the day. So you're not going to give them no
It's
chance.
football.
If I'm putting percentage on it, 90% France, 10% Poland. But my score prediction, give me 3-0 France pretty convincingly in my opinion.